So about 20 years ago, Majete Reserve, which is a wildlife park in the southern part of Malawi, had absolutely no animals. They'd all been poached, gone, it was really struggling. And then Heroes of the Hour, African parks, and they came in working with the Malawian government. They took over management of the park, trying to repopulate it with animals and get it all right. So what they did is they brought in 600 animals and they started from there as a baseline population and started to manage the park very carefully to grow the wildlife population back up and protect it, protect the borders, patrol it, anti-poaching units, all that kind of stuff. And a lot of the poaching really is kind of bushmeat, but of course you've got to look out for all the animals if you're trying to build up a sustainable ecosystem that can thrive and manage in its own right. So now it's home to the Big Five and it's the most amazing place. And John is the main guy that runs the park. He's like bush born and bred, absolute force, really great guy. And we're very lucky to have Craig now who works with John and works with us as well. Craig also bush born and bred, you know, really sort of hardcore African bushman, you know, out there managing the park. And Dagmar, who runs WVS Malawi, she gets very involved on the vet side, helping with the veterinary aspects. And what we do is we help look after the dogs that are part of the anti-poaching squads and units, tracking down that sort of stuff. We help rescue any of the injured wildlife, but we also have to help manage the lion populations. And you think, why on earth do you need to manage lion populations? Well, the thing is, the park initially had like 10 lions and now it's suddenly got 80 because it's been so well managed and looked after. And lions are top of the tree, they're the apex predators. And if you have too many, they take out all the antelope and zebra and then, you know, it's a massive issue. So it sort of cascades down and the ecosystem is imbalanced. If you have too few lions, you get an overpopulation of antelope and zebra. And what they then do, things like that, is they eat all the vegetation, and that's also terrible for managing the park and diversity of wildlife there. So it's a fine balance. And of course you can't castrate lions because the mane comes out and it messes up hierarchy of the prides and things, and you can't spay the females. So what we do is a combination of contraceptive jabs on the females and we vasectomise some of the male lions. And I was lucky enough actually to help do the first vasectomy of a male lion in Malawi with Dagmar and Craig, and it was an amazing experience actually. For the team there, it was just great. But and the lions are fine. It's a quick operation actually, and there's no issue with it. The thing is, how do we track the lions? So it's collars, GPS, telemetry, and all that kind of stuff. And that's what this video is going to talk to you about.
22 years ago, Majete Wildlife Reserve in southern Malawi was barren. All wildlife had been poached and tourists no longer visited. There was simply nothing left to see. But in 2003, African Parks signed an agreement with the Department of National Parks and Wildlife to manage Majete. Within the first year, nearly 600 animals were translocated into the park. Today, Majete thrives. It is home to the Big Five, along with cheetahs, wild dogs, and giraffes. Lions were reintroduced in 2012, and by 2017 there were around 10 lions in the park. Now that number has grown to at least 80. As a closed reserve, managing the lion population is critical to prevent breakouts and to protect the prey base. 2 years ago, WVS began assisting with population control, starting with contraceptive implants for female lions and more recently, vasectomies for males. Our process begins by identifying target groups using GPS locations from collared lions. With radio telemetry, we locate the group and use a distress call from a hidden speaker to draw them in. This time our plan worked perfectly. 4 young male lions approached, accompanied by their mother and aunt. A securely anchored carcass ensures the lions stay within range for safe darting. Two target males were darted and fell asleep on the carcass within 10 minutes. Their brother didn't mind at all and was evidently happy to have more food for himself. Once we were sure the lions were under deep sedation, their ears were blocked and blindfolds were placed to protect them from sound and light, which could disrupt the anesthesia. Lifting a 140-kilogram lion onto the pickup took many hands. An intravenous catheter was inserted for administering anesthesia top-ups. And our team of vets, nurses and volunteers closely monitored them throughout the procedure. For the vasectomy, an 8 cm incision was made on each side of the penis, removing several centimeters of the vas deferens. This ensures the lions maintain testosterone levels and mating behaviors, but prevents reproduction. Absorbable sutures closed the incisions, and both lions received painkillers and long-acting antibiotics. After the procedure, they were placed on the ground. And once the reversal drug was administered, they recovered from the anesthetic within 20 minutes and joined their pride shortly after. Majete's transformation is a testament to dedicated conservation efforts, ensuring a balanced and thriving ecosystem for generations to come.
Totally inspiring stuff, isn't it? I love it because so many of our projects are awesome, but they're dogs, cats, working equines, some farm stuff. We don't do a huge amount of the wildlife. We're doing an increasing amount, but still not huge. And it's just such a privilege to dip the toe in the water with the guys and get involved in that sort of stuff. I think every vet wants to do a bit of wildlife. I'm not sure Dagmar planned to be doing quite so much wildlife as she is now, but she's doing an amazing job, you know, having such an impact, and it's brilliant to be involved. Can't wait. I'll be out with the guys again in a couple of months, I think. So I'm looking forward to that. And until then, rock on.